Because.
And the context for this is apparently they're going to a gaming convention. So I'm going to leave that there. And we're going to talk about Cronos. Not the French band of teenagers, but the god. Cronos is dying, as Cronos sometimes does. There is actually a conjunction of Saturn with Pluto in Capricorn that happened on January 12th, 2020. As a result, Cronos is kicking off again. He's going to be in Tartarus for a while. And he has put out a call for folks like you to kind of take care of some business for him while he's away. And we're assuming, for your own reasons, that you've accepted. And you can tell me what those reasons are. Or you can say, everybody else accepted for me. I'm being dragged along. The funniest option, though, is that you all say that, and you each think the others accepted. We're not going to get into that. What Cronos is asking for is a fabulous wake, which is something that your gang can do very easily. And basically protection against anybody who would come and mess up the party.
Well, that makes sense for my character because, you know, I'm all about guiding people to the you know, wherever they need to be beyond. So if that's what he's supposed to be doing, then
I mean, doing it for God, that's like. Right.
Well, but I mean, if that's what he's supposed to be doing, then that's what we want to make sure he does.
That is indeed what he's supposed to be doing.
It's a huge fit for me because any parties or performances I'm at are cranked to 11. Food and drink never runs out, and I can try to ward it against violence. So it's all excellent.
Yeah, parties make me. I get this rash. I think it's fungal. Cronos is. I'm kind of squinting in the middle distance, going Mediterranean, Greek, Roman. I'm assuming that this is Damien's fault that they even ask us because it's the same.
Yes.
It's the same pantheon. Shrug.
It's all
Sure.
Damien's fault.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah. Mom.
Wanting you to do something right.
Yeah, that's her word for it.
So I'm going to look on character sheets real quick, but you folks can kind of remind me how old each of you presents. I see Damien is 28, give or take.
Yep.
Is that kind of in the ballpark for everybody else?
My character actually looks younger. Yeah, I mean, a lot. You know, he looks like a more like a teenager, but most of that's just because he's, you know, Asian, doesn't have a beard. He'll look like this old until he's 30.
Yeah, that's fair.
Kamaka's
All right.
probably. I'm trying to put this in reference to my niece and nephew, so I'm going to say in mid-20s, 25, 26. So not much, possibly, I mean, younger, well, physically not much
Slightly.
younger than Damon, but in terms of demeanor and presentation, probably a lot younger than Damien.
Okay. So you've got an invitation to a place which is not quite on the maps. We are going to say that this is in Hawaii because that's where you folks started out. But a lot of people come through here. It's basically the Casablanca of divinity in this area. There's a lot of stuff that goes on here that most people don't know about. But there is a small building off near the woods, a little like half mile from a beach. And if you go into that building, there's a series of steps. And if you go down that series of steps, you'll travel much further than you're supposed to. And at the end of that series of steps, as you folks enter, there is a large archway with symbols and glyphs and pictures, and it looks like something out of a traditional Greek temple. Damien has probably seen this before. This could be thought of as the embassy. This is the Greek Pantheon's embassy here on the islands. But there's someone that you must pass who guards the door of the embassy. And this is a fellow demigod like yourself. Their name is the Sphinx. They are of unclear provenance, and basically, as far as anybody can tell, they just hang out down here. They show up, they disappear. Practically speaking, their playbook would be something like the Arcane or the Reaper. They're not really so much interested in death, but they have that sort of like ominous quality to them. And the Sphinx's job is to guard the door. And the Sphinx doesn't ask riddles. The Sphinx has a small tablet computer and shows you folks a series of memes and says, "Tell me which one of these is spiciest."
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The Sphinx is probably about 15 or 16, and this little shit is barring your way.
I like to phone a friend. By friend, I mean daughter.
So
Even though you're invited.
no, that's okay. I can handle this.
You don't know we're invited, right?
Yep.
So
As Damien is the first one to earn the epic eye roll.
So I'm just going to saunter over.
Mhm.
I know this person's name.
This is the Sphinx. That is the name that anybody and everybody knows them as.
Okay. Hey Sphinx,
Hmm?
you know we got to be going through here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to let us go, or do you want to play games?
I want to play the games.
Okay.
I mean, I want to let you go through too, but you know, I got to do this. It's the rules.
So what happens if we don't? Are you just looking for feedback, or is there a right answer to the question here?
I mean,
I was just gonna
they
like
want to know the
do
spiciest
something
meme.
for the Sphinx to
Okay, well,
give some creds, but you know, hey, if you guys want to just play the game, you can play the game.
you know it's going to be the quickest way through.
It's a Sphinx. I mean, you got to play the game. It's just a different game.
Now I'm regretting not taking the best of 7 move, which gives you the ability to challenge anyone in a contest of skills that is not cannot rely entirely on luck.
That's basically what he's offering. That's.
I love it.
I looked at
I
that
love
move
it.
earlier. I was like, God damn, I know what I'm doing now.
There you go.
So
Look, I
sure.
know none of you are terminally unhip. You can do this.
Well, is there? I mean,
I'm sorry. So that's the meme.
I'm not going to make you the player solve this.
No. I mean, is the meme the deodorant guy?
No, that was just random.
Because I would say not hip.
I like this. Give us the meme, oh meme giver. I mean, I'm ready to back Surya's play on this. The order: spicy, spiciest, not spicy, okay boomer, spicy.
I'm good with that.
Sure.
All right. So you're going to take a shot at answering the question?
Sure.
Sure.
I don't think there's another.
I have plan B if we don't that causes problems.
All
But
right.
you know,
I mean,
I would
spiciness is
rather-
all relative, right? I mean, it's not like there's a right answer.
AFK for a
I
second.
would rather have somebody play my game than, you know, harsh all over me. So, you know, a little bit of professional courtesy. We'll play the game first.
All right. When you want to convince someone that your way is the right way, roll 2d6 plus awe.
I can do that. How are we rolling?
I will do a demonstration. So basically /R and then 2d6 plus whatever. And then you can put a pound sign or hash mark if you want to add a comment saying what this roll is for. It's optional. If you just say R 2d6 plus 2, that will be enough.
So I just told Kaylee the challenge for getting past the thing, and she let out a squeal only dogs can hear and said, "Why didn't I make a character for this game?"
Tell her that we're not really having to he hasn't given us real meat.
I understand that, but even
No,
so,
but
it's a
Kaylee
very
could put me. I think that's the homework assignment is, and now she's got to find the appropriate memes for our answer.
So, yeah, ranking it spiciest down to okay boomer, and she let out this. I can't make the sound because I'm still I'm still within the zip code of coughing. So if I make that noise, I'll have undone a week's worth of recovery. But
That's fair.
well done, Bill. You have appealed. You have
Yeah.
appealed.
That's perfect.
On a 7 and 9, they'll do it, but they demand some kind of price. And so what happens is that the Sphinx leans forward with cards with some kind of URL on them, and intones in this sort of deep and resonant voice, like and subscribe. And if you agree, they will let you in.
Oh, I'll do that.
I mean,
Oh, better you than me.
Yeah.
Hey, but we took your answer, James.
The trick's on you, or the joke's on you. Kamaka's not on social media. That's not true. Kamaka has an Instagram account, and it's basically just pictures of various shorelines with no
I
comments.
thought you had, you still were on AOL.
No, I'm not backwards. I just don't get people very well.
So, can I ask a game question?
Yeah.
I was just glancing because we started doing the rolls. I pulled up my little standard booklet here, and there's a start of session thing.
Oh yeah.
Did we forget? That's okay.
That we did not do.
I totally forgot that, and the reason I totally forgot that was that I am a terrible human being. But I'll read that to you now. At the start of the session, ask the player with whom you have the highest value of tangle rating. So this is something that each of you is going to do. To mark one of your basic moves. Gain a thread the first time you fail a roll with that move. So we are going to go around in order that I see names on Discord here, and we're going to ask Dave, and then Doyce, and then Margie to look at who has the highest value tangle ratings. So basically, who you have the most tangles with.
Okay. Well, Dave has
now, there's value. Tangles have value. Quantity of tangles.
Well, yeah, but
there's
the total number of tangles you have and the tangle ratings, which are two distinct things, but they're starting at 1.
Yeah.
So you could just take.
So for right now, it's just the most tangles. Yeah.
Okay. Let me.
I gotta get the basic moves back up.
Well, I was gonna say you have the entanglement.
Now, are these tangles? I'm sorry. Are these tangles that I have defined with another person, or does that include the tangles that people have back towards me?
It's you towards them.
Okay, so that would probably be Lex, who is not here.
Okay. Fall back on whoever is.
Then it's an even thing. So the first person would be Surya, who is
also not here.
So the next person would be Haruki. Hey, Haruki.
Hi.
So, can you look at my basic moves?
No, that's not how it works. You have to give them a basic move that if they do and fail, they get a thread. right?
Yeah.
Oh, if I
No.
do?
No,
I'll read again. You ask the player with whom you have the highest number of tank ratings
Oh,
to
mark
mark
one of your
one of
basic
my basic moves, and then I
So-
gain a thread.
Yeah. So Margie tells Dave, this is the basic move that you have to fail at. We don't have to fail at, but if you fail at this basic move, you get a threat.
Okay, so the basic move's not your special moves.
Oh, yes,
Correct.
your basic moves.
The basic moves are smite your enemies,
Yeah.
perform under pressure, bend fate, sway someone, pierce the veil,
jeez.
provide aid, and that's it. So what do you want to see Dave fail at?
Or at least
I-
strive.
Unfortunately, I managed to. There we go. I like pulled up the basic moves for the not for this. Okay. What's the equivalent of take a powerful blow?
That's not a basic.
Okay.
It's grievous, I think, but
Yeah.
Okay. Smite your enemies. Because he's not a smiter. He's a persuader.
Okay.
the carrot is extended.
Okay. So Doyce.
Again, Lex isn't here, so Dave gets all kinds of influence, or not Dave. Mike gets a lot of influence over this move if he's around, at least for me and Dave. So I'll go with Lex, or not Lex, Damien, since Haruki just did one. And so yeah, I guess pick a move that you want to see me strive heroically toward and yet fail. Where do you want to see me Icarus? All over somebody.
I'm sorry, who's answering that?
Damien.
Damien. Oh,
Where do
okay.
you want to see Kamaka fail? I'm particularly bad at Pierce the Veil because people are a riddle to me.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I'm trying to get a sense of. So is this? I'm trying to get a sense of what
you're holding out a carrot.
what this is doing. Okay. Well, I understand kind of what it's doing mechanically. I'm trying to figure out what it means within the game, if that makes sense. In other words,
I don't. I think go ahead.
There's little to no fictional mapping here. It's basically a game convention.
It's a meta thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you are at this moment sitting in the writer's room saying, I'd like to see this other person screw this up.
Okay.
Kamaka's terrible at social stuff, so let's make sure he has some social stuff to do. Like that's literally
Because that's going to be the humor.
it's literally writer's room stuff. Like, Damien is just so posh and everything. We need to see him fist fight somebody, or at least try to fist fight somebody.
so we'll go that same thing. I'll say sway.
Okay. Duly noted. I'm not as terrible at that. I'm still terrible at that. This is actually one of the main ways to get XP in the original Powered by the Apocalypse. The player picks. It's not a move, but a stat. Like I want to see you roll something that hits weird, or whatever, and the player you have the most bonds with gets to pick one. The GM picks one every session or something.
Mhm.
Anyway, inside baseball. Crap.
All right.
Who's left?
And finally, Margie.
Dave, do you have the? I don't have the wheel up.
The Wheel of Power.
The wheel.
The relationship map.
Oh. Yeah.
Who do I have most links with?
Where's Margie? Margie has 2 to me, 1 and 1. So I guess me. So I get to choose. Why don't we say
She should be
Bend
the,
Fate?
I'm sorry, which one?
Bend fate.
Okay.
Pushing a gift beyond its normal limits.
Yeah.
Wielding the supernatural forces of fate.
I just want to see you try that power.
Thanks.
This is kind of like a PTA? No, what's the name of that? A TV
Primetime?
show. Primetime, yeah.
Primetime
Where
The,
you're
adjustments.
like, you know, threes, twos, and ones.
if your number's low, then you're the one. Then the writer's room is picking you to do something you're bad at. If your number's high, it's like it's time to see Damien be suave.
Yeah.
So just to note, there's also end of session things.
All right, duly noted.
James?
James gonna try this.
He's listening. I don't know if he's talking.
Well, he's writing.
Oh, he's.
You can play, man. Do that thing. That is one grumpy angel with a. He's probably angry about that terrible
Hairdo?
hairdo. I was gonna say toupee.
So I will say that there is something called the Cronos Corporation, which is a cannabinoid producer, and he definitely looks stoned in this picture. So
Wow. You have Kamaka and Haruki evenly?
You should do. I guess we both have one towards us, so.
Even. Well, then pick one. I don't know what Saruki's things are, so I am just gonna go with. I think Surya is best under pressure, so I want to see Surya perform under pressure because I just enjoy. They're a wonder to watch under pressure in whatever context. So, perform under pressure.
all right. James, are you actually going to play then, or were you still going to just listen in? Yeah, that's totally fine.
Sounds very cool.
All right.
Not many speaking lines because
Eat.
That's okay.
I mean, you've already provided the best tactic against the Sphinx, so
So past the Sphinx is this thing which looks like the Greek temple pictured in Discord. There's actually light coming in from not real outside. It's some kind of illusion. It's some kind of magic. It's something. And there's a very grumpy angel sitting kind of at the far end of the room. And he looks like Cronos, as pictured here, except not so much made out of rock. Just very grumpy. And he's being attended by semi-immortal servants. The gods don't really get together a lot on Earth. The demigods don't really meet in large numbers. It's not surprising that one, like the Sphinx, would be here. It would be very surprising to see a large group of them, which is why you folks are very unusual. So as you walk in, the servitors see you, they turn, they sort of, split their time and attention between Cronos and coming over to attend to any of your needs. Do you need your, feet washed? Do you need any nectar or ambrosia? How's your fingernails? They're just very obsequious and willing to help out.
I will definitely go for some nectar and ambrosia.
Of course you do.
It's gluten-free. So Cronos' booming voice puts an end to the longer-lasting ministrations, but you're able to grab some stuff off a plate.
Off
And
a tray before it goes away.
yeah. And the servitors scurry away
Grab a
into
tray.
recesses. And Cronus is like, "Get over here!" But does not do the Mortal Kombat thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'll walk over with the tray. Grab
I'll walk
something-
over with my goblet of nectar.
Grab something off the tray. Come on, that's just.
I saunter over.
I bow deeply before Cronos because I know what a grumpy is.
He's like your granddad, right? Great granddad?
Yeah, great granddad.
Had kind of a
dad.
had kind of a bad time around children.
Yeah.
But he's much better now. You got that out of the system,
Sure.
so to speak.
Really?
A mortal year ago, you lot did rather well. You averted the worst of a volcano, and you protected a holy site. That is why I hope that you can help me today. I am descending into the underworld again, and as has happened before, I will seek out the gods and goddesses who have fallen, and I will bring them back, as I have before. I am sometimes forgetful, I'll admit, but this one thing I haven't forgotten. But in my absence, I'll need someone to look after the family's rather considerable real estate holdings. You understand. We've been around for quite a while. There are people who...
I'm looking around, kind of sideways glances, just to see, like, does anybody else have remotely a clue what the hell he's talking about? Because I don't. No idea what he's talking about.
We're all looking at Damien. You're
Damien,
Pantheon, dear.
Damien has his eyes closed and is hoping that it's all just a really bad dream.
No, this is a thing. You've heard about this.
Yeah.
If you feel like spouting lore, you are welcome to do so. Otherwise, if people are just listening, I'll keep going.
Go ahead.
Nothing more to add.
The Cronos group comes under attack whenever I'm gone. This time, my formerly loyal servitors are not available to me. That's why I'm subcontracting out. There will be considerable recompense in it for you if you participate. Betray me, and my vengeance will be legendary.
You're legendary, sir. All by yourself.
What say you?
You want us to run your business while you're gone?
Oh God, no! I have people for that. No, I'm talking about the rival.
I'm sorry?
The rival gods and their children. The ones who would scale Olympus and take the glory of my children.
I'm sorry, you want to protect
Right.
Olympus from other pantheons or from like
Other demigods.
the the Titans again?
It's- I realize that I'm perhaps speaking metaphorically. I am given to a touch of disorientation in my old age. Let me be even more clear. About 80 years ago, there was an armed robbery on a very important holding that formed part of the Cronos group. those people had to be killed violently. That's the sort of thing that I'm worried about.
He wants us to be his enforcer.
You understand completely.
What happened back in 1940? 39?
8 years ago,
Man, I don't know.
1940.
Hiroshima?
No.
In Greece. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. The recession of 1937.
Now, if you ask a mortal, of course, it all looks like mortal affairs. But you all know, just as I do, that that's just what they tell themselves to make themselves feel better.
Okay. So we need to figure out when people are gonna mess with your stuff and keep them from messing with your stuff.
Yes.
And
I'm giving
Eh,
Damien such a look right now.
I know, and Damien is.
so are you just
Why
looking
did
at
you
at
agree to
theft,
this?
are you looking at just theft prevention or retribution?
Oh, I'm very much about retribution.
Not really our big bag. I mean, I think you might be able to get us to sign on for theft prevention, but
Oh, I can hit something.
Oh, you don't have to do this alone. I want you to understand that you should absolutely call upon various relatives in the family to take care of more specialized tasks. I'm not expecting you to, for example, rappel into some of these headquarters, plant some C4, and blow the place up, like I saw in that talkie film reel thing one time. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying I need a group of motivated, organized individuals who understands the family business.
and we're all looking at Damon.
Well,
See, I as a player, I'm having a laugh riot listening to all of you going.
has he met us? Have we met us? Actually, when he said motivated, organized, I was looking at Haruki, not Damien. Damien's
Yeah, no, exactly. I know the family business, but I am neither motivated nor organized in this fashion.
I want to be very, very clear, and you will all, as characters, realize this. He is going entirely on whatever reputation that you folks have earned for yourselves in the community. He does not know you.
Yeah.
He's just
Right.
well, I heard some good things about this squad. Let's bring them in.
I heard these kids are pretty good. We'll see what they can do.
And one of them's one of my grandkids, so I don't know. That's like a 1 in 200 chance they aren't shit.
Yep.
We would be
Terrified?
honored beyond words' ability to express.
That is.
And he leans forward and looks at Damien very carefully and says, "Try."
I take one step back, like one good-sized Kamaka step back.
Yes, great grandfather.
I mean, oh god, I was gonna say we might as well do it because what's the worst that could happen? But he could literally erase us from existence. So,
But let's just be real. Any of our other relatives would do the same. So I'm not sure that this is any worse off than.
And to be fair, he couldn't erase us from existence, but
he could make us a cautionary tale. That would be worse.
We would be a cautionary tale, a myth of what happens when you torque off the gods while they're on vacation.
Is he gonna
Okay,
kill
so-
us?
so-
No, he's gonna
so
make us
we-
a cautionary tale. It's so much worse.
As long as we don't have to clean up any dog poo, we're good.
Oh no, we have people for that.
I'm thinking we're house sitting, right? Mm. Yes, dear. You're unhappy?
No. The actual task itself doesn't seem that bad to me.
You're just waiting for the other shoe to drop?
No, I mean, I
Thank
just
you,
don't want to
James.
have to do any of the talking. Oh my god.
That's why I have Damon.
That's why we have Damien. You're gonna get a workout, sir.
Go ahead, be awesome.
Talk about how honored we're gonna be. And then,
Yes, honored. I I'm. That's what he
like
was saying.
when he said try, he was like
tried to. Yes, I understand now. I had misinterpreted.
actually
Okay.
make me believe how honored you're gonna be. I think is how I read it anyway.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I am going to.
Perform under pressure.
I'm going to perform under pressure. I'm going to sing a song with my epic instrument, my voice, about what a great honor it is.
About. And he's like inventing the sentence as he's trying to complete it.
About
Nice. Good way of describing it.
about what an honor it is when children have mighty assignments and quests thrust upon them by their elders.
Oh, you guys got to let me record this for his mom.
Oh god. And yes.
So James, you just level up because goddamn.
I have never played any of the Witcher games. I don't know. Does that tie into Elder Scrolls? I don't know.
No.
I never played Elder Scrolls. Never played any of the Witcher games. I've never read any of the books, but I have been watching the show, and I have to say that Dave, you're channeling what is going to be presented to the non-gaming community as a bard really well, because that bard in there is constantly like, "This is a song about a time when," and he is mad-libbing his way through this while he paces in a perfect circle around the middle of a court, of a royal court, and he's just mad-libbing his way through this sentence until he gets to where he can start making. And honestly, making up the rhyming couplets appears to be easier than explaining what the fuck he's gonna do first. Let's hopefully that goes that same way for you. Oh, I just saw James's meme.
Yeah.
You'll be honored. Change my mind. We are a team, and we technically all agreed to do this job. Blame Damien. Yes.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. This is a song. So, is this something you can use to
we
sort
have
of?
information.
Is this like a thing that you get to do instead of like act under pressure? Or is it like a way that you act under pressure? I don't know your move. I'm curious though.
I'm not using a specialized move at the moment. So I don't know if this is my trying to sway him.
I would say perform under pressure is absolutely on point.
Okay, then I guess I'm performing under pressure.
You're literally performing under pressure.
I'm literally, yes. Like the entire weight of the cosmos is on my shoulders. I
cannot think of a more it's not even it's not a, oh god, what's the word I'm thinking of? Perform under pressure is technically a metaphor, because typically you're not performing, right? You're acting, you're doing a thing. You are not metaphorically, utterly, literally performing, because you're singing, playing an instrument.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah. And if anybody feels like providing aid, you can do that too.
Okay, so this is going to be with metal.
Oh, James, you nailed it, dude. Oh my god. That's perfect. That's so good. Possible. Is this
when
a great
you say
honor?
backup dancers, now you make me think of the on the City of Heroes, on the Richie invasion. There's a guy who runs it pretty often, and he's a
The mothership raid, yeah.
yeah, and he's a mastermind. So he's got thugs, and he sets them up to dance together, and it's hysterical. Of course, his handle is boy band. So
I mean, yeah. To quote, I mean, this idea of us being backup dancers. To quote The Witcher, Kamaka simply says, "Wow, this
Okay.
is so good."
So I am singing this song, and I am looking at the others, trying to encourage any of them to come up with words and phrases that might work well in this in this particular message that I am trying to convey to my great grandfather.
He's okay.
Firstborn of the universe.
He's okay.
your universe.
So if anybody wants to assist me, that would be great. Otherwise, I will simply roll my 2d6.
I mean, don't make it too hip or anything, otherwise he's not going to get it.
Oh, believe me, I know the forms to use.
And I'm actually saying that I don't know if it's loud enough for him to hear. He is a god, but I am that's literally my entire contribution. Is don't make it too like modern, or he's not going to get it.
Damien's going to open with and a 1 and a 2.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll be the backup snapping my fingers for the beat poet.
I did legitimately.
Yeah, it is.
Go ahead.
It is sort of, because it is sort of a declaiming sort of song. There will be that kind of almost jazz poetry nature to it.
As long as you don't expect us to sing a chorus.
Oh God.
I will actually at one point say a couple phrases in words directed towards you guys, and then gesture for you to repeat them back, like the chorus, literally the chorus.
Okay. Is this the kind of thing that could be accompanied by a hand beaten drum?
Huh.
I mean,
yeah.
We just
Sure.
did like beat poetry kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I would actually have some experience with that. I am an island boy. Okay. So I will go and find something with which to rap rap or tap a rhythm onto.
Oh, the servitors have got your back. They have immediately got you hooked up with whatever you need.
Drums, bongos, congos, a hollow log. I do not care.
Here you go.
Hollowed log would actually be
Optimum.
optimal. 2 heavy sticks on a hollow log.
And Surya is doing an interpretive dance.
All right.
Wow.
So for those who are providing aid,
Tolkien
you get to
would be
roll
so
2d6.
pleased. Go ahead. Sorry.
You get to roll 2d6 plus tangles when you want to help someone accomplish a task or avoid harm they just took. And that is the total number of tangles you have with the person you're helping, not the tangle ratings.
Okay. And if we succeed at that, well, actually, I'll look at the aid. I'll just read the move.
Okay. But for everybody else's benefit, on a 10 plus, choose 1. They get +1 to their roll and gain a thread. Or you both take 1 harm and ignoring armor, so the harm they would choose, which is applicable. On a 7 to 9, choose 1. They get +1 to their roll. So basically, unless you miss, they're going to get +1. If you really, really nail it, you mark XP.
So Kamaka is providing percussion.
Well, I'm
Surya's
in there
doing-
with you.
Kamaka and Haruki both are.
Or are you assisting with the actual lyrical rhythm and poetry?
Can I get an amen, brother?
Yeah, I can help with the doo-wop. After all, I do have a lust for life.
Damien.
All right. So Surya's got a +1.
So it's 2d6 plus.
Number of tangles you have with Damien.
Which is just 1 for me.
And 2 for me.
Yay. Where are we rolling? Are we just rolling in one-shots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With our happy sidekick?
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, Margie. Oh, dear.
Well, keep rolling. We're going to see what happens.
2d6 plus 1.
That's kind of like.
Actually, it doesn't say what happens when you fail the provide aid.
Well, that's because you kind of just roll over to all the possible things that could go wrong.
I've got a list. Don't worry.
They usually are, and all the Power by the Apocalypse games are like this. The basic rules never have like the 6 described, basically, unless it's like the attack move because you're going to take harm back or something like that. But it's only once you get down to the personal moves that are very specific, where they can say, we know exactly when this is going to apply, so we can say specifically what's going to go wrong if it goes wrong, that you start seeing the 6s described.
Yep. So I basically roll a d10 on this table of plagues. No.
Nice.
All right. We got another +1 coming in from Kanaka.
Boom.
All right, Damien, let's see what you got, buddy.
Tolkien would
So
be
I'm
very
gonna be a
happy.
total of +2, right?
That's correct. And you cap rolling at +4. So none of this +5 or better nonsense.
Yeah, I think the only way we can get higher than a +4
Oh, dear.
in the only way we can get up higher than a +4 in masks is if you're using up team.
Wow.
That is about as awful as I could have rolled.
It's as awful as I rolled.
Now, wait a second, because don't you get to roll a stat?
Yes, my stat is 0.
Oh. Ooh.
It's,
Okay.
This is using metal, and my metal is 0.
Oh my sweet merciful Lord. That is a thing.
So I'm going to say the
At
Polka
which point a
interpretation may
big
not have.
glob of spittle flies from your mouth and hits Cronos right in the middle of the forehead.
That's how we all died in the first session.
Well, we were looking for a one-shot, and
One shot, that's you.
and that's how he takes us out.
Cronos one-shots us. We're underneath the island, and we're about to discover exactly how far underneath the island we are when it falls on us.
So the room darkens. And there's tremors.
Well, that's your fault. No, that's
I should
Joyce's
have been
fault.
more specific. Prove it non-crappily.
And
Oh my god.
Cronos listens to the backup that actually has been executed fairly competently, if not exceptionally.
Very not great, unfortunately.
Yes. And sort of looks around at the, let's be honest, centuries of culture that are represented in this temple here.
Are you saying it like we just rapped and we were at the Vienna Orchestra?
Rap stands for rhythm and poetry. It works. Anyway.
Then looks back at Damien.
Yeah, you're not doing your...
And says, perhaps a little more action and a little less talk. And what Damien will find is that one of his gifts has gone dead for the time, specifically his singing voice.
Oh!
In fact, Damien will now find that he can't speak for a while.
Oh God.
How appropriate.
Harsh but fair.
And Cronos makes this snatching motion in the air and opens his hand, and there's a locket. And Damien, you know that your voice is in this locket. And Cronos beckons to Surya, who steps forward, because what are you else going to do? And entrusts the locket to Surya and says, "You'll know when you can give it back."
No pressure.
Now go take care of business and let an old man go back to his dying. Okay?
Oh,
Way to
God.
start off on the
Dave, that was
light
awesome.
foot forward.
No, seriously, that needs to be immortalized in possibly statuary, not song, but that is a proper oracle to the way this is going to go.
So some of the servitors in the temple gather together behind you folks. They present a briefcase with a complete rundown on what the Cronos Group is, what its holdings are, where their headquarters are in Hawaii, and other information that you'll probably need. And basically shrug at you.
Like, good luck.
Yeah. Like, at least you guys get to leave. We're stuck here. Like, they don't get to say that.
They were supposed to give us more stuff, but like, it kind of got waved off. Like the car, keys to the helicopter, all that went out the window.
Yep.
Shake my head, roll my eyes. Yeah.
All right.
Sketch a bow towards Cronos and stride out of there.
Those play sessions on City of Heroes where you decide your character has laryngitis for an entire night and you do everything with emotes.
Yeah, he starts making gestures and facial expressions as soon as they are
eloquent. I'm sure they're quite eloquent and non-repeatable.
I was just laughing at the latest meme. But yeah, so yeah, he is still the muse, so he can still tell a story even without his voice.
I got AFK for just 1 second.
So I won't narrate how the Sphinx behaves on the way out. I will just give you this image instead.
So the answer is that you should have had whoever it is should have made perform under pressure be the thing that I would fail. Then I could have at least gotten a threat out of it. Alrighty then.
I don't know. I thought you did pretty good.
I'm not sure that we should be leaving the kiss asses.
Hey, can I at least count that as taking the spotlight?
I was about to look through that list for you. Yeah, I would say that definitely taking the spotlight is something you did. I'm not quite sure about be epic. I think that was the opposite of epic, but you tried, and I think further attempts will definitely merit XP for that. So yeah.
Oh, you know the one I didn't look at, and everybody else should look at it too to see whether nobody rolled any doubles.
Nope, I was looking.
Okay. So that at least counts for a thread.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Haruki, if you put Damien out of his misery, you can ease someone's. I'm not saying kill him. Don't. I take that back. Don't murder your teammate.
I don't know. I'm about ready to smite somebody.
Although, if death undid the vocal thing, you can just come back. This could really work out.
Actually, once we are out of the temple and back on the surface,
Mhm.
I'm going to look at Surya and raise my eyebrows, hold out my hand. Like, okay, you can give it to me now.
Oh, Surya, you've got this locket with Damien's voice in it. And Damien's asking for it. Meanwhile, I'm just looking at the relationships. Like, you find Damien's impulsiveness to be off-putting.
I suppose I should look.
I just feel like one of us, on the way out is just saying, okay, boomer.
Very probably. All right. What is the team's next move? Or no, he's not giving it back for a bit. All right.
Good answer.
What do you guys want to do?
So, excuse me.
And it doesn't have to be we follow up on this plot immediately either. You guys told me we go fuck around for a while. I'd be like,
Does he have any property in Hawaii?
oh yeah.
Okay, let's go hang there. Anywhere to be like a little distance from the man, and maybe not in our playhouse. Just saying.
All right. So let me find the I'm looking for.
There's nothing I don't like about this thread of memes.
Oh shoot.
It's good stuff, man. So what I'm hearing from that is that the whole performance is Surya basically like found the beat from the drums and danced to the drum beat. So we managed to basically stay out of it. Because if you just paid attention to the dance with the drums, it was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing.
Yeah, and then the lyrics came in, and it was Friday night.
Yeah, the lyrics came in, and this is what it was.
Oh, so this is a high-rise under construction.
Yep.
Interesting.
See, background dancers doing great.
No. Do not want.
Okay, so we're headed off to HQ.
Yep.
Okay. I really am going to do the smiting really soon now, sir.
Pentagon, hexagon, octagon. Aaron's voice is gone. That's really good. I like that. Well done.
Okay. So we're headed off to...
So the
Cronos
Cronos
group.
group has interest in this skyscraper, which is under construction. The lower floors are actually supposed to be off limits, but you guys have passes. You could go hang out there. They got a coffee shop. They got some other stuff for the workers. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on. Just in terms of being able to eat and hang around and catch up on stuff.
I look, and it's near the beach. I'm jiggy with this. I think we could all use a little bit of a cool down here. Maybe
Actually, it doesn't work out too badly because there's parking right in front we're able to stop at. And they've just brought out the fresh pizza in the cafeteria.
So as we kind of gather up, I will put on the aura of celebration, or I'll change the aura of dread to the aura of celebration, just for my friends.
All right.
Which means everyone feels better if we drink a toast or share a joint or whatever we do.
Down with all the options. All of them. Did I hear that right? The lower floors are off limits, or the
The lower floors actually have stuff in them that you could use. It's the upper floors that are off limits.
except they're not.
Like members of the public aren't allowed in.
Sure.
But you guys have basically security passes that will let you in. That's part of your package.
Part of the package deal for getting messed with.
And there is a if you are going to hang out there, there's this beautiful woman who will greet you when you enter. As divines, you recognize that she is not human. She is a Mo, which is a shape-shifting lizard spirit. They have power over weathered water. They are basically minor functionaries on the islands.
So,
And it looks like she's kind of in charge.
We're familiar with them.
Some of my
What's
favorite
that?
people aren't actually people.
Oh yeah, yeah. You guys would all know this sort of person, but you've never met her before.
Cool.
And her name is Aya, and she wants to know: Are you the folks who have been placed in charge of the project?
We have been given some supervisorial responsibilities. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, I will be your liaison to any of the less tangible assets that you may need here, and I will be happy to take care of any more of the physical concerns you have, like weapons or coffee or anything that you might need in the pursuit of to the master.
Do you like work for him directly?
Not directly. There's always a couple of chains of removal, I understand. But I am for all practical and purposes in charge of this facility.
Cool.
So anything that we should be concerned about on what's going on, or everything smooth? Jill?
Oh, things seem smooth right now. However, given that the tower is construction, and we have fended off a couple of attacks already, mostly financial, you understand. We anticipate that there may be some sabotage. There may be some other attempts to destroy the structure or to attack the corporation. Now, I don't think that the master was quite clear with you about what's at stake here. Was he?
I mean, no. I mean, it kind of.
Damien is nodding vigorously.
I see.
We sort of made him angry, disgusted.
Oh, he's very moody. He's
Well,
like
it's close
that.
to his time. I mean, you can't expect everybody to maintain an even keel throughout the course of their purpose.
Yes. So I want to explain what happens. When the master descends to Tartarus, as he does, when he was originally jailed there, it was to be imprisoned so that the gods could rule instead of the Titans. However, the master made some arrangements with other gods that had been condemned to an afterlife. He had some cooperation from various people, and on his return, on his scheduled return, which involved a whole other story. I don't know the details of that, but the short version is he brings other gods back with him, other deceased gods. He gives them life again, and in this way, he is marshaling support and, you would say, political power among these resurrected gods.
That makes sense.
And this facility will be where these new gods experience their advent, and they will be prepped for entry into the world. And we have subsidiaries in, for example, the Japanese video game industry, the American movie industry, various publishing houses, and so forth. There's quite a lot of gaming and fantasy and other things through which these gods can make kind of a re-entry into the world, you know? Normally as boss monsters for some reason as they start out, but they become more popular as they go. You understand.
Bowser.
Well, I mean, Waluigi, I mean, everybody wants to see him in Smash Brothers, and that doesn't even make any sense. I mean, what's he going to do? Just like spawn golf clubs all over. And I stop and kind of look back and forth. I mean, okay, so who would be pissed about these guys coming back?
I would imagine whoever put them there.
It could be that. It could be now. So in the 30s, there was apparently a group of Teutonic or Aryan figures that had been sponsored by somebody that came over and caused a little bit of trouble. And these days, we're not quite sure.
Okay.
You see, anybody who gains power from belief risks that power if someone else believes in something else more, of course. And if there's more gods, there's less belief to go around, all things being equal. Belief is very...
Zero-sum?
Yeah, it's a very fungible quantity. It's very fluid. It's unfortunately very much like currency in some ways. It can get spent very easily on some very bad things. But the short version is that there are some gods who would rather hang on to what belief there is and feel threatened by the reemergence of old gods. How are you folks doing, by the way? Getting into
We're all still glaring at Damien.
I mean, okay, so the old guy, does he have like a shopping list when he goes down there? Like, does he know who he wants to bring back, or is that just kind of like he plays it by ear once he gets down there?
Oh, I imagine that he plays it by ear.
So he doesn't know. We don't know necessarily who he's going to be bringing out, so we don't know necessarily who's going to be angry about it.
Yeah, that is something of a problem.
Huh.
Do we have a list of
Except that nobody wants to share. Sorry.
Yeah, do we have a list of like recent entrants into the depths of hell? I mean, I might be able to get
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say, you might know.
I mean,
You are actually much better suited for that than anybody else here. As I've been saying this as a GM. You are certainly able to gather that information if you set your mind to it.
yeah, because I think that would be like once we have a list of potential resurrectees, then that will certainly at least, if we need to figure out where a threat is coming from, help.
By all means. And of course, there's regular receptions if you care to meet the competition. They're very sociable when they're not trying to slit your throat.
Yeah.
Damien nods. You know, that sounds like a fine idea.
Except for the part where you have to go be social. That sounds terrible.
Maybe you could sit in the panel truck.
I did not mention the rocket-propelled grenades, did I?
I was wondering what the security
like
concerns
that
have been.
We are a little concerned about the sharks. We are a little concerned about the whale women. There were some dragons that were seen recently. There's some kind of thing that looks basically like just all teeth and wings. It's been flying around the city. I don't know if you've seen it as a GM. Yeah, I've seen some shit. It feels like there's just generally a bad crowd growing here.
And
Things
that's
might get ugly.
I mean, he's got holdings all over the place, but this is the place where he's bringing them back to. So if they can futz with this profoundly enough, it's going to be the big spike in his wheel.
Oh yes, but he was very excited about your group. When word reached to him of your exploits last year, he said, "I need to have these people for the next cycle." He moved everything over from Greece, and we got started in Hawaii here. He was very, very looking forward to working with you.
Wait, he picked this
He
location
built this
because of us?
building because
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah.
Oh God, we're all gonna. We're gonna be an object lesson. We're gonna be an object lesson for 1,000 years.
I will say that your names will be spoken of quite considerably throughout all corners of the mythology, no matter what happens. So there's always that.
I don't want to quite become mythology yet, but yes, I understand your heartfelt support of us. Well, the sharks we actually might have a little bit of a help with. What is our security here?
Oh, allow me to give you the tour, and she will give you the tour.
Yay.
And if anybody has any questions about the security arrangements, feel free to ask those. Otherwise, I will assure you that they are the best that money can buy.
Nice.
But not necessarily the best that dummy money can buy.
They are prepared for physical, electronic, and mystical attack of whatever kind. Still, you never know.
They're prepared. Yeah. I'm gonna grab a notepad and start figuring out what name I want to give the bird that's gonna pluck my liver out on the daily for the next 5 years. I'm thinking Coco, maybe.
You're so optimistic.
That's fair.
Oh God.
Well, I will definitely grab a notepad as well and scribble on it and hold up to people saying, yes, we should meet with some of these other folks
All right.
and learn and get an idea of what they might be planning.
So where do these events usually take place? And how safe are they?
There's a conference center several blocks
God.
away.
course there
It is normally a place of peace. Nobody really wants to shoot first. You understand. Things get very. Oh, what was the word that the last person used? Biblical. If there's an open war.
Last person?
Yes.
Very, very.
As
last.
in
Capital L.
recently last person or historic last person?
The last person that the master hired to oversee his resurrection cycle business.
Mm-hmm.
That was a while back.
Oh, do tell.
I will assemble his file and let you know. It's rather sordid business.
I mean,
I'm not sure that I want to wait for that. I would like to use a move.
Okay.
I have the move, what has been.
ooh.
In this, I can roll judgment to determine someone's guilt on a specific matter or their deepest regret.
Okay.
And because I have the Book of the Dead, that means that I also can get a clear idea of the best way this person may be able to clear their conscience.
Okay. Are you targeting?
Oh, I'm targeting her.
Okay.
And,
All right.
and the subject of what horrible things went wrong previously.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
Okay, 2d6 plus 2. Let's see if I do better this time.
Can do.
I need a space between the
Oh.
R and the 2d6.
Yep.
If you arrow up and edit, and
Yeah.
just put space there, it'll take care of it.
I wasn't sure if it did that, so I started typing. So next time I will.
So close.
Oh. I'm doing really great here today, aren't I? Okay, let's try again. That didn't.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the super convenient Roll20 sheets to just do all the rolling for us. But
Yeah.
No, this is fine. I just, it helps if I could actually type.
okay,
So on a 7 to 9, I get a sense of their guilt, but nothing specific.
all right. I will give you some information. I was not around for that incident. What she is referring to is something that did happen like way back in the 1930s. She had basically a predecessor who was really kind of responsible for like doing this job that she's doing now. She doesn't necessarily feel guilt over having done anything bad. What she feels bad about is that she couldn't do more. Like she likes like a well-run, well-managed, clean organization. You can definitely feel like she wants this to be a smooth process. She wants her master's agenda to work out. She wants you folks to work out, and she feels like very bad that at the prospect of that not happening. And she thinks like it probably won't. You'll get a clear idea of the best way to help this person clear their conscience. I think if you make her feel like she's helping, then she's going to feel the best that she can possibly feel.
Okay. So
What can you
let her help us.
hang on for just 1 second? Sorry. These are sort of kind of water spirits. Is that sort of animal water spirits? Kind of helpful selkies kind of a thing? But am I summing that up or can you restate that for me?
They are basically these guys.
Oh.
Nice.
Very cool.
Nice drawing.
So in terms of her role, if any of you saw Mulan,
Sure.
Mhm.
this is basically Eddie Murphy. This is Mushu.
Oh, sure. Very cool.
With much less sass, but it's that sort of like helping support character.
All right. So you're trying to kind of dive into this and get her to open up. Have you rolled yet, Margie?
She did, yeah.
She did.
All right, never mind. All right. Well, never mind. I was gonna roll to kind of assist you, but too late.
If there's a role that you want to make for some other purpose, I mean, feel free.
Well, I was literally
I love the
gonna
necklace.
try to provide aid, but it was kind of a weird way because I was gonna kind of sway. I guess it was more of a sway on her. So it's not really a provide aid kind of thing.
Okay.
Anyway, never mind. Carry on.
So
Sorry,
yeah,
I derailed a little bit asking about her. You were gonna have her say.
No, you're fine. So basically, it sounded like Margie. You knew that she just wants to feel helpful and wants to feel like she's setting you folks up for success.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel like, that she wants us to succeed, which is a good piece of information.
Yep. All right. So time check. It's 9:15 my time, 10:15 your time. How are you folks doing?
I'm doing okay. I probably don't want to run too much long. James has had to drop out. And
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
I need to go take some Advil because we took our middle kid to his birthday party at this trampoline place. And the only way there's only really two ways to interact with that: be bored out of your mind or engage. I went for option 2. I need some Advil today.
Do I still got the move here for you, which is grievous harm?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of okay saying let's call it for now.
Yeah.
And then folks can come into this fresh, and then we'll have hopefully more people on voice. Are folks okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. In that case, I'm going to say end of session. We're going to pick one tangle that feels tighter and more important to you. If no tangle feels tighter, choose one that feels looser and less important. And you're going to add 1 to the rating of the Titan tangle. If that would bring the rating from 3 to 4, which it won't. But if it does, reset it to 1, and both of you gain a thread.
So we really should have like
Kind of a number after the thing.
Yeah. They all start with 1 to begin with,
okay,
and it's that number that's going to go up.
okay. Wow. I had a vision of Damien's death.
Yeah, it's super on the nose, I'm just going to say.
I mean, I had a vision of his death. You're not that special. I mean, it's just kind of right in front of me.
I think we all had a vision of Damien's death.
I am going to tighten my tangle of respecting Surya's abilities, just based on the whole drumming dancing thing. I just think that was kind of a neat little side thing that was happening, really, honestly, legitimately, and literally in the background. But it's kind of a cool thing for us. So
Yeah.
I'm going to tighten that up. Raise that to 2.
And once you folks have done this stuff, let me know, because I have one other important question.
I'm actually going to put a 2 on Damien's death. Just
I think that's brilliant.
as a proxy for, not. I think the threads are less specific than the description of the thread, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So of the threads I have with people here, the one that, well, no, okay, actually, I'll add one to my thread towards Kamaka, where I consider him my best friend, because he helped me out and helped me out well with the whole musical thing.
Yeah.
I may be enjoying. There's a certain. I want to say. Well, I can get into that later.
That's fair. So the question I want to ask is that we have the Herald's agenda and Herald principles, and that's the pinned message in this channel. I'll read briefly off of this list. We are supposed to overlay the mundane with a veil of the magical, make their lives tangled and complicated, and play to see what happens. And there's several principles, but those are sort of like in support of these agendas. And the question that I will have for you folks, either now or later or on the forums or just next time, just whenever you have time to think about it, is how are we doing with these agendas and principles? And so give that some thought. If there's something that you think would be more interesting to see, or if there's something that you would like to see off this list that hasn't been developed yet, or if you have great ideas for this sort of thing, I want to hear about it, but give us some time and think about it.
I can tell you my snap reaction is one of the things that I'm finding a lot of enjoyment out of is the supernatural as expressed through the mundane. So, the gods coming together for a big gathering, but they're doing it at the local conference center. Mm-hmm. You'll hear me chuckle or go, huh, kind of a thing. Cause I just, that's just fun. Thing I'm looking forward to is when things really, for my money, kind of come off the mundane rails and get really gaudy all over the place.
That will definitely be happening next time.
Exactly. I say
and
gaudy.
I'm sorry, where did you say the list was?
If you hit the little in Discord.
Oh.
Hit the little push pin up in the top, right.
Ah, I see.
Oh, that's cool.
I got it. Okay.
I mean, one of it's overlay the mundane with the veil of the magical, but some of it almost feels like overlay the magical with the veil of the mundane. But
With the veil of mundane, yeah.
but it's very good. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
All right.
That's my snap reaction, but there you go.
Oh, that
Yeah,
sounds
I
really
like
good. All
Cool.
right. In that case, I will see you folks next week.
Yes. Thank you, Bill.
I don't know if anybody took notes or not, but if you did,
I did.
Of
Oh,
course,
wonderful.
Dave did.
And I recorded, but again, if when I stick it up, unless people don't care, one way or the other, I'll stick it up as like a, you can only see it if you have the link. If you don't care, I'll just stick it up like normal. But regardless, I'll put it up where we all can see it.
I'm perfectly okay either way.
Doesn't matter to me.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Well, in that case, I'll stick them up where folks can enjoy. Other people, those that enjoy such things, can enjoy such things. All that kind of good
And
stuff.
I have Margie's character sheet linked to her
Thank you.
to the list there on the Demigod Session 0. Right.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right. With that, guys, I'm gonna go tuck in my person.
All right. Take care.
Okie dokie.
Yep. Bye.
Thanks, Bill.
Good night, everyone.